Alright, in this video I'm going to be trying to find the slow leak in my Mazda 3's AC system. You can see the vehicle's running right now. And the first thing I gotta do is take off the low and high pressure side caps. This is the low pressure side. The one I took off first was high pressure side. I did a recharge on this thing earlier in the summer, but it seems to have lost the refrigerant, or at least a little bit of it. It's still running. The AC compressor is still pumping, but it's not really blowing very cool air. It's kind of like warm air, barely cooler than outside. So the first thing I'm going to do is put some water with some soap in it. I'm just going to put it on the valves of the high and low pressure side just to see if it's leaking there. Obviously I'm looking for bubbles coming through, and I'm not really seeing any. Definitely on the low side. On the high pressure side, it maybe looks like a couple small bubbles form, but it also could be because the high pressure side is quite a bit warmer than the low pressure side. So the lines are pretty hot. It may give a false impression that there's bubbles coming up. But anyway, I don't really see anything, and certainly not anything that would indicate that it's really leaking very much. And just for context, I think the charge that I put in lasted for about 2 months before it started dipping down. So it is quite a slow leak. So I installed this AC leak detector bottle with the engine off, went in, turned the engine on. Now I'm just going to dump the contents of this Red Tech AC leak detector dye charge into the AC system. I'm going to hold the bottle upside down, try and make sure all the dye gets out of the bottle. I'm then going to go turn the vehicle off. And then I'm going to remove the dye charge bottle. There's all sorts of different versions of this that they make, and what's really important is that you make sure that you pick the right type of AC charge for your vehicle. That is critical. Now I'm going to come outside at night with a black light, and what I determined is I'm going to have to wash this thing first, because it did spray some flecks of the dye charge around, and I did make a big mistake. This is just for the YouTube video here, but I put a little bit right here to make it really obvious where the dye charge is, but it also made a few splatters, just sort of with the very small amount that was left. Unfortunately, it's going to make it a little bit harder for me to see where the leak is, so I'm going to have to go wash everything. But obviously, just for the video, I want to make sure that you can get a good look at what this stuff looks like and what you're looking for. But anyway, just take this black light, trace all the lines, trace all the couplings. I think that my leak might actually either be contained in the bumper cavity or even back behind the firewall of the Mazda, so I might have to take a few more things off, but I'm going to wipe this thing down. I'm going to drive it around for a bit, couple of days, or until the AC sort of starts warming up again, and then I'll come back out with a light at night and try and chase it down. But anyway, that's how it's done. That's what you're looking for, and it should be pretty easy. Hopefully if you have to find a leak, it'll be obvious. Definitely the dye is very obvious. Try not to make a mess. I would almost put towels down so you don't get any splatter around, because like I said, I'm gonna have to go clean this up before I could actually find the leak. Anyway, thanks for checking out my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe.